Ewan, and Michael. The way the format of this presentation will go is as follows. We'll first start off with the problem, the who, the what, the where, and the when. Then from that, we'll go into four possible solutions. And from those four possible solutions, we'll develop, or we'll select one, the very best one, and we'll have an action plan on how we're going to attempt to solve this problem. From that, we'll go into the summary and conclusion, and then eat lunch. So with that, I'd like to hand it off to Ruth.
Thank you, Peter. I hope you are enjoying your day. This is really kind of personal to me because it's a story about Ruth, which we're going to refer to her as Jane in this presentation. Jane got an offer to lead a project she had no training in a highly remote location where there's no entity for Schlumberger. So she gets to go to the location on the client's ticket. And that means when you get to the airport, they ask you, who are you coming to work for? You are coming to work for the client. So she got there and she had a very good team because the team was really good. They were just made up of skilled people and people who were very, very competent. So she just assumed that though she didn't have the training, because you can put her in the awkward group, she didn't have no training, but because the team is really good, and it was in the planning stage, she didn't need to be technically competent. She just needed to know the business systems, shrubs, one cards, just know what she needs for the project and just get it in. So she accepted it and the team was good. So she got to the location in November 2011. She enjoyed it. It was really remote, but then the beaches were good, so she kind of liked it. Then in January, they had the first test. She didn't go offshore. She was in the base because she still had to manage the start of things coming in. The test was a very good success. In March, she noticed that now they are no more in the planning stage. So if they need to continue, she needs to get herself upgraded. She needs to get to the skilled group. So she asked to go for training. That is cross-training to another field. She went to training, and when she was away, they brought in someone known as Dick to act as a substitute. So Dick got in when Jane was away, and he saw that it was a very great project. Those of you in the testing field will know that you hardly have exploration wells happening one after the other. You get called out for jobs, and it gets cancelled. But this was like ADSTs, that was really planned. It was from one well to the other. So he saw it as a very good job, and he was highly skilled, so he could easily fit in. So he tried to magnify Jane's shortcomings to the clients in her absence so that he could get the position. So Jane got in May after her training to meet a client who was very disgruntled. The client felt really disappointed because he noticed that all this while, from November to March when Dick came in, he's been dealing with somebody who actually had no training about the project. So this is the problem we have at hand. We have a damaged relationship, a marred relationship between a client and an employee. Now let's see how we're going to solve it. I turn it over to Vara, who will just tell you the possible solutions we came up with in dealing with the situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. That was very brave of you. What a douche this Dick is, right? We have come up with 4 solutions, and I'm going to present those to you. One of the solutions is doing nothing. What does that do for Jane or Ruth here? It does nothing. She's left hanging dry. There is no support system for her. She has nobody to fall back onto, and she has to do it, build the confidence of the client by herself. That's really a tight spot, and nobody wants to be there. And then the next solution is requesting a transfer. What does that do? It will take her away from the problem, but does not solve the problem. She'll be happy because she left the problem, it's avoiding it, and she gets a chance to start over. But then again, will that be a good solution? She may have a similar situation over there too. What are the negatives of that solution? Dick is not reprimanded. He's getting away with his plan, not an ideal solution. The other solution that we have is coaching. The manager gets to involve, providing he knows the personality of her, that she needs to be emotionally supported. Listen, he needs to give her an active listening ear. We're assuming that he knows those. He gives that option to her, and he talks to the client, makes the client believe that she has the necessary training, give her time, and she will succeed. What are the negatives of that? Client relationship and the opinion of his, once you form it, don't you think it's very difficult to change? You have to show spectacular results very soon to be able to change real quick. But that's not going to happen. It will take time. And the other solution that we have is, she notifies the HR, she involves a third party who will have an unbiased opinion and will try to actively listen to all parties, get a solution, present problem to everybody from different perspectives, and possibly come to a solution where everybody is happy. The cons of that are, Dick is disgruntled. Will he retaliate? Because HR is already involved, they will let him know that retaliation is not an option. So hopefully everything will work out in this solution. And with that, all these solutions will be analyzed and technically presented to you by Evan. Thank you.
Okay, good morning everybody. So let's go through how this poor girl's emotions are. First, she arrived at a new location with a lot of goal, vision, very excited. Her morale curve is high. Then, heightened even more when she arrived because it's finally realized. Then she received the project, new people, she doesn't know the tool, FSM not there, and not familiar with the location. So then her morale went down, and then but she still persevered. And then during involvement, she put effort, she put a lot of hard work in it. And then when she got the hang of things, her morale went up again. And then at acceptance stage, she got familiar with her teammates. She knew where her resources are. And then just when she's about to perform and, you know, at the high morale, Dick came in and substituted her and backmouthed her. And then it stopped, truncated just here. So the process was disturbed. So when you come to a new team, there are lots of things you have to do to synergize the team. She was doing so well, everything, until performing stage, Dick came in and then interrupted her process. Okay? Then we look at her behavior. Okay, Jane is identified in this box. She's given coaching. In this situation, she has been coached. She has good attitude. She persevered. She didn't complain. She worked very hard. But her performance is not that good because she's new to the tool. So she's an awkward worker. She's incompetent, but she knows about it. And then she versus Dick. Dick is a habit worker. He knows the job like the back of his hand, but he's very unethical. He goes behind Jane and talk bad about her to get the job. So in order to handle this person, we use the 4Ts. In this case, we could transfer him or terminate him because he's unethical. Alright? Okay, then there's a conflict between Jane and Dick. Who gets the job? So in this conflict, we have 4 solutions. We have identified 4 solutions. The first solution is to transfer her. This meaning she's avoiding the situation. You cannot avoid this situation. Then she can do nothing, meaning she's accommodating to this situation. You don't give up so easily, right? So you cannot use this method. And then coaching. Yeah, coaching has been given to her, but Dick is very good in his job. He knows the tool since day one. So if she chooses compete, she will lose. She cannot compete with Dick. So the best situation, the best conflict mode we have chosen is to compromise. So how do we compromise? We use HR. How do we use HR? We use HR as a mediator because Jane doesn't know Dick, and Dick doesn't know Jane. So HR will be the best to counter this situation in terms of ethics. So I pass on to Michael to tell you about how this situation is resolved. Thank you.
Thanks, Ewan. We have a pretty multifaceted issue, and we need to utilize the best tool to address all the symptoms of this disease. We have a disgruntled client. We have somebody who's the why, and it's Dick who talked to the customer that degraded Jane on her abilities and her skills. Although this is a pilot project, and she's been there since the inception, and she's had one successful tool testing offshore. Dick wants Jane's job. Dick's experience in that general area is pretty big, but his qualifications is very small. Which is why Jane was put there, because of her leadership abilities and her qualifications put her in a position to form a team and to work a team who specializes in this industry and in these tools. Her knowledge about the tools, she doesn't have a lot of experience. Dick, when he came to replace Jane while she was in training, liked it. Like Bruce said, the beaches, he loved all the hot sunny beaches. Dick wanted the beaches in his off time. He wanted the leadership ability, but he couldn't get it by choice or merit. Dick had to use the back door, which is to go behind Jane's back. Go behind Jane's back to get it. We opted to use HR because 3 reasons. 1, they're on different continents and HR has that reach. 2, they can get the ops managers involved and assess these guys, because if these guys allowed this to happen, they need to look at that. The 3rd reason, HR doesn't know Dick. They're unbiased. They don't know all the information and all the emotions. What if Dick made friends with the FSM? Maybe there's a little bit of conspiring going on there. He's new. He wants to be new. Dick wants in. Dick is going to squeeze his way into that position at any angle he can do. So, HR will assess the why, which is the ethical conversation with the client. HR will assess her management and either pull Dick out, because really all he's doing is inflaming the situation and making a mess. So while assessing, treating, we can allow Jane to stay in her position, get coaching from her FSM, and her management will talk to the client. He doesn't have the privileges to talk to them, but the ops manager in the FSM does, to talk to the client, to have the client focus on Jane's abilities to get the job done. There won't be a team lead change up. They won't have to start all over again in situational leadership in the stages of adult learning. The client has already seen one successful tool. They'll focus on the client, helping the client focus on a second successful completion and a 3rd, so that way Jane can grow. And I'll leave you at that, and I'm going to pass this off to Peter for the summarization and conclusion. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
That was actually pretty revealing. But so what happened? What was the overall issue? Jane went to go to training, and Dick swooped in, saw an opportunity, seized it, sabotaged, and alienated Jane from the client. So there's chaos now, right? Everyone's feeling different issues towards each other. So we need an outside mediator to come in and control the situation, assign roles, and bring both sides to the table and try to figure out exactly what's going on from the outside. And what I want to leave you with is do you think this situation would have even happened if we had used better communication, effective change in management, and if there wasn't a change in management right in between, as the ops manager was leaving and the new FSM was coming in, and the solution was not really known to them. So with that, I would like to conclude and open the floor to questions. Thank you.
Okay, I need to ask